Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone. I'm joined, well, look at them. Look at these two lovely boys beside me, Felix and Xeon. Hello.
We've been dragging and driving, haven't we, boys?
Woo, Lordy, yeah.
So much driving, so much hoping.
Yes, DragXDrive is out now, and we've all been playing it for not ages, but, we've had a decent chunk of time with it, and It's an odd duck, isn't it, to say the least? Like, I really like the game, but it's been a long time since Nintendo's released something like this, if that makes any sense. Do you guys feel the same way, or?
Oh yeah, I admire Nintendo for just trying something a bit more gimmicky again, doing like this is a game you can only play this on Switch 2 because you need two mouses on this, and you need I don't know. I think it's really cool of Nintendo, and at first I was very skeptical of the game, but there's a surprising, well, I was surprised of all the single-player challenges there was, and all that. I had quite a lot of fun with that, playing that. I think that's where most of my time has been, just trying to, I've now 100%ed the game, which there's not that much to it. But
still.
There was really some cool stuff, and also we got to play it earlier, Alex, with 3v3, all from Nintendo Life. Cian was unfortunately asleep, but you've also got to try and play this game. I'll save my overall verdict for the end, but overall, I went into this cautiously optimistic, because, I really like when there's, like, stuff that you haven't really tried before, and this game is certainly that, I feel.
It's got that competitive angle that you both like as well, I feel.
Yeah, it really does. It's just such a bizarre game in so many ways. I mean, but at the same time, it isn't. It's like, it's so simple. Like, there's not actually that much in terms of like variety of gameplay. It's very straightforward. But at the same time, it's like it's got a high skill floor. Like, in order to get into the game, you've got to be reasonably good. I don't want to say, like, if you're not good enough, you can't enjoy it. But, like, you can't just, like, drop in and immediately get it. Like, you need the tutorial because it is unlike anything else. But then the skill
even just
ceiling,
practice, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like just you need practice.
Yeah.
But
you can't have played other games and just drop into this game because there are no other games like this. But the skill ceiling is so high. It's so high. Some of the things I was seeing Felix do on the court were insane.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I didn't even realize you could get like a 0.4 bonus for a trick. And he managed.
Nice.
I didn't know that either. You need to do an unbelievable trick where you do a dunk, but you do a spin first in the air, like a full spin.
It makes me wonder if it can go even higher, I don't know how.
Maybe. No, I don't know either. Like, do a spin, drop it in the air, grab it again, or don't, I don't know. But I was quite surprised of how much variety there was in the moveset, and just how, once you get into it, how great the game feels, at least for me. The HD rumble really does just do wonders in this game. It feels really satisfying to drag forward and backwards, and you can bunny hop, you can do a backflip if you bunny hop off the ramp. It's really hard to pull off, but it's really cool if you can do a backflip into a dunk. I think I managed to do it one time once we played. Doesn't even give you 0.4. What's going on? But yeah. So what did you think of your time? Because Cian, you didn't play with us. You played.
Yeah. So I played it back when at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience, and I walked away quite, not unimpressed, but like nervous, because all the demoists that we played with were wiping the floor with Alana and I.
Yeah.
We both had a pretty rough time with it. We went into it for the first time, and there were these people that had been playing for a long time, or at least like all week at the event, getting ready for this. But my wrists had hurt, like my arms, my elbows had hurt, so like my body just hurt from playing, and I think maybe I was putting too much into it. So I was excited to go hands-on with the full experience though, and so I got to play online with a few like people from Nintendo of America, and Logan Plant actually from IGN was also cool. in the room with us, and we were using game chat together. And it was I had a lot more fun. I was still doing wasn't doing great. And a lot of the other like employees, I actually asked one of them, I was like, how long have you played DragXDrive? And the person that was demoing with us said like 20, 25 hours. So that made it kind of feel like, you know, it made me feel better at least about like knowing that, like you said, Alex, like you've got to put time into the game to get good. But the one of the big like light bulb moments or the feel good moments for me was like watching Logan bunny hop in the air and then shoot a basket and score bonus points. And I was like, wait, like I know you can bunny hop, but like I didn't think about doing that with like a, you know, for shooting points or like scoring points. And so I just did that myself eventually and got a basket, and it felt so good just actually pulling that off. Like, did you guys have any moments where besides Felix's like full 360 flip into a slam dunk, like did you have any moments that you remember really just feeling where the game made you feel good?
So many, to be honest with you, with little things like that as well. And for the longest time in these single player challenges, I had difficulty with like the cone zones. And then I just went away. I played the game, and sort of like eventually, I wouldn't say there was a moment when it clicked, but you know, sort of then I just sort of like understood, and like it just felt like I knew, like I sort of got my groove in. Like when you're learning to drive and you don't quite know how much to turn the steering wheel, and then you just you just get it. It just makes sense. And I got that moment, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the cone zones and see what I can do. And I just before, whereas I was like, how on earth can I possibly do this? I was like, oh, I can see how this can be done in this time now. And it still wasn't easy by any means. It was bloody hard work, but it was possible. It was possible, and the fact what initially feels like complete and utter impossibility then kind of crystallizing into being attainable is such a special feeling.
Yeah, those challenges, you complete them first just because you're trying to get a feel from them, and then you see you need to complete it before this time to get the achievements. Like, what?
And don't hit any cones!
Yeah, how do you do this? There's one in particular that's really hard, Alex. You said you had a very hard time with it, where you have to drive on one wheel so you don't hit the mud, and then you have to do a really precise turn. You have to do it all in 8 seconds. It's really hard.
8.5.
But I think the moment it really clicked for me, there's a challenge where you have to go up ramps, and I thought that was really fun. I'll send you the clip because I actually caught it on just on my Switch. But I go up and then I like do a spin and then I go backwards and then I just go backwards and go up, and it was just, that's so satisfying. I even line up backwards, and yeah, like Alex says, there's just one moment where the controls just click for you, and it's just suddenly the controls are not an obstacle. Suddenly it's just like playing any other game where it's like, okay, I know how to drive, I know how to turn, I know how to drive up a ramp. I think the biggest tip I can give is that instead of the game teaches you that you drive by just using one instead of the other, but what I found myself doing is just drag back, like when I want to do, and then go, and then I drag back on the other one. So if I want to turn left, I drag back on the left one, and then I just go forward. And that seemed to work really well for me. I didn't have any issues with pain of the sort. Well, maybe a little bit. I was grabbing the controller a bit funny, so when there was a challenge where you had to do a lot of bunny hops, so my pinky finger started to hurt quite a lot because I would be grabbing it so hard to do the hops and stuff. But otherwise, I've not, like, you do get a workout from playing the game. Like, I started sweating and like it's can be a bit exhausting, but I wouldn't say there's anything that was like, my wrists or anything like that hurt, at least for my sake. I was playing it at a table, but I also tried on my thighs, and that worked totally fine as well. So yeah.
Can I ask you guys, how did it go playing with like all of our colleagues? You know, because like, you know, in that setting, maybe you and Felix had a bit more play time than other people on our team, but like how was that?
Felix
how were
won
those
every
matches? Game. Of course, Felix is the boy genius. Like, you come to staff event and you like a whiz kid at piano, and you're crushing everyone.
Yeah, it was great though, wasn't it? It makes so much more sense with people you know.
Oh yeah, and the fact that you can talk together, so you can be like, over here, pass the ball, instead of, because you're always looking the way you're driving, unless of course you press the Y button, and then it goes on the ball. But it's so much more rewarding playing with people, and it has a really nice feature where every time we would play on randomized teams. So it was
not so much it wasn't automatic. I had to do that personally.
Okay. Well, it worked really well. It was nice playing on different teams, and it was very nice that all the practice came in handy. So I had a fun time. I mean, winning is quite nice in a competitive game.
It makes so much more sense with people you know, but even taking that into account, I've got to be honest, I think the scope of the game is very limited. Like, I don't see in 5 years' time, or even a year's time, going, oh, do you want to play some DragXDrive? Because as much as anything, you've also got to get, like, set up. Like, you can't just easily do it. I know you said you did it on your legs, Felix, but I've had no luck with that. And I tried it on downstairs on my carpet and, like, on a footstool, because I've just got new sofas. I'm not risking rubbing too much on those. And dust was gathering in the sensors so much. Like, the sensors were getting absolutely filled with dust, and they weren't working as a result. But I didn't realize this straight away, so it just wasn't responding. It's definitely, I mean, if you got a mousepad and everything, then it's great. But I do think I think the scope is limited. It's a fun time. It's more like a game that I would go to an arcade to play. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
I could definitely see myself playing this in the future. I had a lot of fun with it. The biggest problem with the game, though, and why I don't think this will be very relevant in a couple, like a year or 2 years, is simply there's, like, the whole game is based around online, but there's no ranking system. There's no reason to play online other than just to play. You don't gain any points. You don't gain any, like, you can't go from diamond to gold, of course, gold to diamond, whatever. But there's just, compared to Rocket League, which I think this game is leaning very heavily up against, that type of gameplay, in Rocket League, there's like a rank system, or you play and you want to win. Like, that's the whole point of these games. And sure, it can be fun if we got into a game and played a bit. Oh, we won, that's nice. But it's not really incentivized to play it, other than the single-player challenges. But before you know it, those are also over, and you've just unlocked everything. I mean, it took me a couple of hours. The biggest plus of the game is that it's not very expensive. 20 euros, 150 krona. I think that's definitely worth the price, at least for my sake. I think it's... often I get asked, why should you go out and get a Switch 2? And personally, I've not had really like, oh, you should probably wait. I'm not saying DragXDrive is a reason to get it, but it makes it like, when I play it, it's like, oh, now I get why I can only play this on my Switch 2, which is really cool. So I hope that Nintendo doesn't stop, even though I don't think this game will be very popular. Also, just because you're always playing the same park, there's no variety in the visuals or anything like that. The visuals are really... I don't think they're as bad when you're playing. That's fine, but it's just, I wish there was different...
They're easy to
places
pass,
you would play.
at least, aren't they? You know, sort of, you can tell what's going on. There's no confusion or, weird patterns making things difficult to understand. It's very clear.
Yeah. But, I can't understand why you would have an online game focused. Like, you can't play split screen or anything in this game. And then not have any sort of online ranking system or whatnot. I find that absolutely baffling.
I don't know if this is going to be a game that I find myself like coming back to again and again. Like, maybe just like in a random late night, I'm like, I don't have anything else to do. I'm bad at Tetris 99 and F-Zero 99. So like, let's go see if maybe there's some people online that want to be bad with me at DragXDrive, and or maybe I'll get crushed. I don't know. But I could see myself diving in here and there. But I think the final like closing statement I have, I guess, is that I want to play something like this, where you have a weird control set, where you're hanging out with your pals, but where kind of like doing the thing like Peak does. I don't know if you guys have seen that game on PC, where you're scaling mountains together and you're just goofing off. I want an experience where it's, or maybe even a side experience with DragXDrive, where you're driving around in a city together, or you're exploring a cave in these wheelchairs. Because I feel like trying to navigate the controls and do little challenges and just goof off together would be a lot of fun. And I know that's not what DragXDrive is, but I think it gave me, there was like a light bulb moment in my head where I was like, oh, I am having a lot of fun, and I think I'd be having more fun if they did this, and this. So I think, that being said, kind of like what you were saying, Felix, too, this does feel like one of the not reasons to buy a Switch 2, but a game that's finally like taking advantage of most of the bells and whistles of the console. So no 120 FPS, but maybe someday on the Switch 3.
But those are only our thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you played the game? Did you play the demo? Let us know with a comment down below. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you grab hold of that subscribe button, rip it in two, and start dragging and driving. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
A bunny hopped. Did you see that?
Oh my god. See?
I lost my microphone. You're gonna hear that. It dropped on the floor.